Hi, everybody. I am in Tumbler Ridge right now, and we'll be heading back home tomorrow. But I thought I'd try to get this out to you. I'm not sure. I don't have any internet connection, so I'll have to go somewhere and see if I can upload it. Um, but I wanted to just talk a little bit about a passage that I was reading lately in Second Timothy, and uh, Paul is writing to Timothy, who is has been mentored by Paul for a long time. They traveled together, and um, so now Timothy is pastoring a church in Crete, the island of Crete. And at that point in time, it seems like the island was uh, not a very easy place. Kind of a port stop, rough, uh, not very cultured. And if you were brought up in the um, Greek way of things, everybody kind of looked down on Crete. And Paul does too. He calls them all sorts of nasty names. Says they're lazy and stupid. Um, I've been called that too, so I'm a cretin. But Paul is in prison. He's in is in Rome, and it's his last days, and he knows at this point that he's probably going to be put to death pretty quickly, and so this is uh, a plea for Timothy to come and help him because he's by himself. He feels a little bit abandoned, and he says later on that everybody has deserted me, and so he's discouraged. He's really discouraged. So in 2 Timothy 4, starting in verse 6, he says this I'm already being poured out like a drink offering, and the time has come for my departure. So he understands the situation. Uh, Timothy is coming because he does need help, and but he's getting ready to go, and he's discouraged. In verse 7, it says, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. So he's looking back on his life, and he talks in other books about how difficult it has been for him to do his ministry. Uh, and when he was saved, he was told that it was going to be tough. He was going to suffer for the gospel. Um, so this has all happened according to the prophecy that was made about him. But he acknowledges how tough it was. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race, and I have kept the faith. He didn't buckle under the weight of his responsibilities. So now he's looking towards the future. Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award me on that day. So he feels like he's made it. He hasn't denied Christ. He has been obedient, and it has been a terrible struggle for him. When you think of how long in his career he spent in prisons, or running from enemies, or dealing with churches that um, were drifting away, problem people. He goes and he talks about these people at the end of Timothy who have um, tried to just uh, damage him. He makes a mention of Alexander the metal worker did me a great deal of harm. The Lord will repay him for what he has done. And you too should be on guard against him because he strongly opposed our message. He talks about Demas, who loved the world and deserted me and has gone to Thessalonica. There's a list of people. You can imagine how disappointing it is, how he has fought so strongly against heresies, the circumcision group, and so on. He hasn't always been successful. Uh, it has been a hard race for him, and he's tired, and he's probably um, not very well, not healthy. Um, so now he's looking forward to something. He's looking forward to the race being finished. He's he's looking to the end where there is reward. We've been talking about the kingdom of God, uh, and I've made um, a case for the fact that the kingdom of God belongs to people who take it seriously, who struggle, who are obedient, um, and for them, their salvation is secure. So here is Paul. He's at the end of his ministry, and he knows, because he knows his heart. He knows he's given everything. So now there is in store for him the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award him on that day. And we're called to the same fight, different circumstances. We're not all called to go to prison or to have the same kind of trials and tribulations that he has, but we still have our struggles. We still have our struggles from the past or from now, or worrying about the future. It's not always easy, but we're told to keep the faith. And he says at the end, so the righteous judge will award me on that day, and not only me, but also to all who have longed for his appearing. That is the role of hope. We long for something that we don't have yet. And so my prayer is that we would long for something that we don't have yet spiritually, rather for what we don't have yet physically or financially or career-wise or whatever. We spend a lot of time thinking about what it means to be successful. And what it means to be successful is to long for something that hasn't happened yet. So God bless you. Talk to you later.